What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the boat. We're going to be doing some things that I think are essential maintenance for your outboard motor, things you should be doing. Obviously you have the basic things like when you come in from using your boat, you should always flush your engine. Make sure, check your oil frequently. If you have a 4-stroke, this is a 2-stroke, so I just got to make sure I have oil in the reservoir up in the console. But today we're going to be doing thermostats, gear lube, and some fuel filters that are on the HPDI motors. I'm not doing all the fuel filters. I'm not doing the hidden filters. I'm going to be doing this filter in here, as well as this medium pressure filter up here that's getting a little corroded and rusted. We're going to get that dialed in. So yeah, if you're interested in stuff like this, how to do it, first thing we're going to be doing is a gear lube. Got my drain pan under there. Got the battery on so I can trim the motor up and down to make sure it all comes out. But the key with the gear lube is, you have your top plug and then your bottom one right down here. The gear lube won't drain until you take the top one out to actually allow air in to allow this to escape. So you take the bottom one out, then take the top, let it drain. When you go to fill it back up, you hook in from the bottom, you fill it up until it's coming out of the top. You then plug the top hole, and then when that's plugged, then you can take your hose off the bottom and nothing's gonna flow out of there because you have it closed up top, so there's no airflow. And then you put your bottom drain plug in and you're good to go. Super easy process. So we're gonna go ahead and get going on that now. Oh, milky. That's not ideal. All right, we drained it all out, hooked the hose up, wait till it comes out the top hole here. It was looking a little milky. Called my buddy who's a mechanic, outboard mechanic. He said it was all right, hopefully. He said I should put this in, run it once or twice, check it again, change it again. To really get a good idea of how bad it is in there. So all right, so I just did the thermostat on this side. Just have 4 10mm bolts there. I'm about to do this side, same thing, 4 10mm bolts. This cover comes off. You'll see this here. This is the old one, has a little bit of corrosion on it. Wasn't horrible, but it basically sits right in here behind this cover. Used a little flathead, popped it out, cleaned up in here a little bit. There was some corrosion, and then put the new one in, new gasket, replace your 4 bolts, make sure your gasket's lined up. I did the corners and then went around, tightened them all a little bit at a time until they're all snug. Make sure I got a nice even clamp on the gasket. But yeah, super easy. So all right, so this is what you see when you pull off this cover. There's your thermostat sitting in there. So you got some corrosion in here and stuff. Motor's 20 years old, so to be expected. But
Dad,
oh yes,
is mommy's butt too big to fit and the little?
No, come on.
yeah, probably. It's probably way too big. All right, both thermostats are done. Now we're gonna move on to our first fuel filter. This thing's gonna be super easy. I have a 10mm bolt up here that holds this cap in place. Once we get this off, we're gonna unscrew the cap. Got the filter right there, and then you have an O-ring in there that comes with the new filter to replace it. You're gonna screw it back on, put this back on. Should take about 5 minutes, should be easy. All right, so it's a little bit later. Don't really remember where I left off, but this fuel filter is back on. good to go, brand new one. Went to move on to this filter that's up top here. And the previous owner of this engine had this Napa Gold filter on here, China replacement. Basically this goes from here to here and clicks in like that. But the OEM Yamaha one's a little bit different, and it has this quick connect fitting on top. So basically I didn't have this initially when I went and bought this filter, so I had to run back to the store and get this. I got a used quick connect fitting to go on top here. I also got some new hose because this hose that was on there was pretty beat up, worn out. So out with that. This is what's gonna now go in place right here. Might have to cut the hose down a little more. Got a little extra just in case. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that now. There was these clamps on here before, but we're gonna replace them with just some simple hose clamps. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up, get her going. All right, so got that new filter in, got it all buttoned up. Gonna hook it up to the hose, fire it up, just make sure everything's running right. Here you can see the new filter in. Used a zip tie to kind of pull it down. There is this little holder for it, but however it was set up before with how the hoses ran, couldn't really get it to sit in there. So, but got it down in place, new hose hooked up. And then also something you should always do, got some Yama Shield here. Kind of just doused everything. Prevent corrosion in the future. Things like this. Like this is kind of rusted. If the previous owner would have done that, it probably wouldn't have issues like that. Granted, it is old, but yeah. All right, so it's a couple days later since we did the work on the boat. We just took the boat out for a ride, tested everything after we did all the maintenance. It's always a good thing to do just to make sure you didn't mess anything up or forget anything. Go out there, test it, make sure it's all running good before you take it on a long day of fishing or something like that. I'll go ahead and drop those clips right now.
What? Okay.
And then after you're done running the boat, there's things you should do always to increase the longevity of your engine and your boat, your trailer, everything. And that's generally just spray it off real good, clean it, make sure all the salt's off. When I come back, I'll typically flush the motor through the flush port right here. I'll start it up for a minute or so while it's got water flowing through there. And then I'll spray off the trailer super good. So this is an aluminum trailer. I do have galvanized hardware on it though, but basically we're gonna get under there. We're gonna get in the wheel wells, try and get the bearings good and all that area, the rims, all the cross members, all the bolts. And we're just gonna spray everything off really thoroughly. That's super important. If you don't want your trailer to rust out in a couple of years, then make sure when you come back every single time after you drop it in the salt water, spray it off real good, spray off your engine good, flush your engine, and even pull the cowling off. You can check for any leaks or anything like that, especially after doing maintenance. Just make sure everything's dialed in, good to go. So thanks for watching this video. Subscribe, hit that like button. Need to get 1,000 subscribers. So if you could help out, hit the subscribe button, be much appreciated. If you regret a day in your life, always trust God's plan. Thank you for watching.